Prior to UFC 316, news broke that Ben Askren is in the hospital battling severe pneumonia. Daniel Cormier recently provided an update on Ben's condition. On his YouTube channel, DC said Ben Askren, our good friend from Funky and the Champ, is having a hard time. That night that we did the episode of the Funky and the Champ, the last one, Ben was complaining about some issues. He had some infections. He had a really tough time when he went to that convention in Vegas. He was stuck there for a while. I want to report to you guys that he is now back home in Wisconsin. He's with his family, his beautiful wife Amy, and everybody is just kind of praying that Ben gets better and we can start moving forward with life for Ben. It's so sad, and I don't know how at times in life things like this can happen to someone that's so good, because Ben Askren's a good guy. I cannot wait for the next Funky and the Champ, because we're going to talk about that and so much more. DC clarified on X that Ben is home in Wisconsin, however he is still in the hospital. He wrote he's back in Wisconsin in a hospital. He isn't home. Please keep praying for Ben. I should have been more clear. Fight announcements. Petr Yan is officially set to return on July 26th, taking on Marcus McGee at UFC Abu Dhabi. Yan is riding a 2-fight winning streak, most recently earning a unanimous decision victory over Deiveson Figueiredo last November. McGee enters the bout with momentum, having won 6 in a row, including a unanimous decision win over Jonathan Martinez in his last outing. A middleweight clash between Michel Pereira and Marco Tulio is set for UFC Shanghai on August 23rd. Pereira is currently looking to snap a 2-fight skid, coming off a unanimous decision loss to Abus Magomedov. Tulio, on the other hand, is riding a 10-fight winning streak. He most recently stopped Tresean Gore via second-round TKO. Alex Pereira says he is back in fight camp, despite Magomed Ankalaev recently saying that he's done fighting. Alex lost the light heavyweight title to Magomed back in March, and recently said he's coming back for his belt. He posted an ad for Total Wireless on his Instagram yesterday. He wrote, "Happy to be back in fight camp."
Quero deixar uma coisa bem clara. Eu atendo todos os chamados do UFC porque tenho Total Wireless no meu corner. Fico feliz de anunciar que sou o embaixador oficial da Total Wireless. Vocês também já devem ter visto eu usando a marca. E por causa da Total Wireless, posso ficar conectado com todos os meus amigos, com todos os meus fãs ao redor do mundo durante esse camp. Obrigado a Total Wireless por me apoiar. Vejo vocês em breve no octógono.
UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski gives an update on what's next for him.
All right, what's next for me? So nothing's too clear. There's a lot of moving parts. Obviously, before the fight, I was thinking, yeah, it's going to be Mosvar, but I think he's fighting. He mentioned him fighting. You're hearing Yair's name getting mentioned a fair bit. Just the date of September has but that's just probably not the best date. Obviously, I'm having a baby that month, so if we could work around that, that would be better. So we'll just see what's happening. Again, a lot of moving parts. We're planning on having a chat with the boss, Dana and Hunter very soon, so we'll see what's going on.
Some new footage emerged of Khamzat Chimaev in training camp, preparing to challenge Dricus Du Plessis for the middleweight title at UFC 319. Daniel Cormier went off on Jon Jones yesterday. Jon recently posted this on X about DC and Chael Sonnen. He said, "Jon Jones whooped both of y'all, but hey, why not team up on a podcast and gossip about his life? Meanwhile, he's out here making your annual salary in a week. Stay busy, boys." On his YouTube channel, DC denies that Jon makes his yearly salary in a week. DC also says if he were still the UFC heavyweight champion, he would absolutely defend the title against Tom Aspinall, unlike Jon.
It seems as though Jon Jones does not like being talked about by two of the biggest voices in this game. I'm gonna pull the curtain back for you guys. I know what Jon Jones made in Thailand. I was offered to coach this show with Jon Jones. Jon Jones's resume is impeccable. Jon Jones's star power, his ability to sell, matches up with anybody in the business. But guess what? Daniel Cormier's resume matches up with anybody in the business. Daniel Cormier brings eyes like people in the business. He's got me talking in third person. Jon Jones don't make more money than me in a week. Jon Jones makes more money than me when he fights. We over here eating. The biggest paydays you ever had were tied directly to me. We did it together. And I'll be honest with you, yeah, I'm talking about you. And I'm talking about you and I'm getting paid to talk about you. But I don't fight no more because all I can really do is talk. That's what I do. You fight, or at least you're supposed to fight. You're talking about me. You're talking about Francis. You're talking about Chael and almost ignoring the right thing. You can then stick it to everybody like you've done on so many different occasions and tell them about it. I can tell you guys on good authority, if I was still fighting today and I was still the heavyweight champion and Tom Aspinall was the #1 contender, I would have already fought him 1,000%. Knowing how dangerous, it would have done nothing but excite me. I mean, this dude, John Jones, still talking. Come on.
Joaquin Buckley explains why he believes he'll be facing the best version of Kamaru Usman this weekend at UFC Atlanta. Even though Usman is 38 and coming off 3 straight losses, Buckley says he's not focused on that and he's preparing for the absolute best version of the former champion.
I mean, you know, he a better man. He can answer that for himself, right? But I think it's been like 2 years since we seen Kamaru Usman, right? And his last fight that he had was with the, boogeyman himself, Khamzat, right? But you seen that he took that boy to, a 3-round war. And it looked like, if that fight could have went a little further, Usman could have, really showed that man what's up. But with all that being said, I can only look at that performance and give him like an A+, right? For him to be able to come off of that fight on 10 days notice, right? And be able to step into that octagon, in foreign territory, right? As we call it, and still be able to put on a show and go out there. I think, I'm going to be fighting the best version of Kamaru Usman, right? Because what he said out of his mouth was that he wasn't going to sign the contract unless he felt ready, right? So with that being said, with him signing his contract against me, I guess he feel ready, like he finna get up in there and do something. So with that being said, I'm prepared for the best Kamaru Usman.
Sean O'Malley says he's excited to see a rematch between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov. He also shared that even if the UFC called him with a fight offer right now, he's not interested and says he just wants to chill and take some time off. Sean said, "I feel like the Umar fight was very interesting. If Umar really broke his hand in the first round, I remember watching that first round and was like, oh, Umar is doing good. But also that's just how good Merab is. I'm excited to see how that plays out too. Umar is super skilled. Everybody in the top 10, top 15 is so skilled. It's nice to not think about a fight right now because I do just want to chill for a few weeks. It's way better. Even if the UFC said, we know what we want to do with you next, I don't even want to know right now. Just let me chill for 5. At UFC 316, Joshua Van defeated Bruno Silva via TKO in the 3rd round. Afterwards, he bought his mom a house. Since then, he has accepted a short notice fight against Brandon Royval at UFC 317 since Manel Kape pulled out due to a broken foot. Joshua Van previewed the fight in a recent interview with MMA Junkie and says he really has nothing to lose and all of the pressure is on Brandon Royval. He went on to say, "My mom right now, she can't eat. She can't sleep. She was happy when we did the surprise and I was like, hey mom, we got another fight. In 3 weeks. She was like, what? Her face changed then and there. But yeah, she knows what I'm doing. She's going to be there, every fight. I think there should be more pressure on him because the up-and-coming guy is fighting the #1 guy, especially on short notice. For me, there's nothing to lose. When I say that, I don't want people to think, oh, he doesn't care if he loses. I want to win. I'm going to go in there and do my thing. But I'm saying this is a once-in-a-lifetime type opportunity type shit. I'm going to go in there, and 3 weeks is a perfect fight camp for me. This is a full camp, no excuses, so there's no pressure on me. A title, it's got to be for the winner, right? If I beat the #1 guy, I'm the #1 guy. When I beat him, I'm going to wait for the belt. That's the only fight I'm going to do after that. This is going to be a tough fight, just because he has the same style that I have. He's longer and stuff like that. He likes pressuring guys too, just like I like pressuring guys. It's going to be who adjusts to whose style first. I'm going to have to adjust to his style before he adjusts to my fighting style. It's going to be depending on who outsmarts who. I'm trying to outsmart him on everything. Cody Garbrandt was not impressed with Sean O'Malley's performance against Merab last weekend. As most of you know, before the fight, O'Malley stated that he made major life changes since losing to Merab the first time, with one of those life changes being quitting smoking. Cody says he should have kept smoking and expresses interest in fighting O'Malley next if he gets past Raoni Barcelos this weekend at UFC Atlanta. Speaking to media, Cody said he should have kept smoking because he looked like whatever he had to do, you know? Sometimes you lose and you try to reinvent yourself and find yourself. At the end of the day, you know who you are. You know what you've got to do. I know I'm one of the best fighters in the world, but when you lose, you've got everyone in your ear saying you need to do this, do that. Just remember what got you there and who you are at the end of the day. That's a fight that definitely, I think that's a huge pay-per-view sale fight. Sean and I'm focused on the fight this Saturday, and we'll let everything else fall in line. Personally, I like Merab. I think he's a great human. His hard work, his fighting style, how he is as a person, really humble guy, great fighter. He'll turn it up. He's doing well. He's winning. He's doing his thing in there. As far as best, greatest, you have to line them up. I think truly Dominick Cruz is the greatest bantamweight of all time. From WEC to here, Dominick Cruz has that. It's hard to keep saying the best, the best. How many best or greatest can you have in a weight class? And that just shows too, with bantamweight, how talented it is. The greatest, the greatest, the greatest. How many people have we heard are the greatest? You had Henry Cejudo that was in there, a bantamweight flyweight champion as well. Our weight division is stacked. There's so many talented fighters in that division. Kamaru Usman believes if he finishes Joaquin Buckley this weekend, he could fight the winner of the potential welterweight title fight between Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev. Usman also admits that he's a little bit nervous and scared for the fight.
Obviously, a nice, flawless finish. I've been in a situation like that before like that, where I really thought about it and obviously trained with my team, my coaches, in trying to produce something like that. But you know, you just get to a feeling where everything comes together and you go out there and you produce one of those, you know, knockouts that they love to replay over and over and over. Yeah, with the finish over Buckley, of course, I'm waiting for that fight between it seems JDM and Islam, which is a fantastic fight. Both guys are extremely talented. Both guys really, really good. And you know, a fight with either one of those guys is going to be fantastic. I mean, you know, a fight with myself and JDM, humongous fight. You know, I know they probably want to do a stadium in Australia again. I haven't been in a stadium yet, so you know, why not? And also a fight with the, you know, current pound for pound and the former pound for pound. I think that's a blockbuster anyone would sign up for. Well, yeah, I'm in a place in my career and in my place in my life where you understand that each and every moment, no matter how difficult, no matter how good or bad, is an opportunity. And, you know, understanding that once it's gone, it's gone. It's not there anymore. So understanding that it's an opportunity, you kind of approach it and you see it a little differently. So everyone excites me. I mean, even now, going into the fight on Saturday, I'm nervous. I'm a little scared. I'm excited, you know, and I'm anxious. So all of these things wrapped up in one. I know at the end of the day, it's still a blessing to have the opportunity to feel these things.
Kamaru Usman also recently expressed interest in fighting Islam Makhachev and Dricus Du Plessis. Speaking to media, Usman said, "I'll lay out the map, finish Buckley this weekend, and then wait for the winner of Islam versus JDM. I love Islam, he's a great fighter. I think that's something that we'll both remember forever. With that against Islam, and then go ahead and probably vacate, go up and fight Dricus Du Plessis if he is the champion, or Khamzat Chimaev. If Dricus is the champ, we do that in the first card in Africa. And then after that, now you're sitting with 2 belts, like what do we do next?" And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to the fan trying to jump on Merab Dvalishvili's bus. It's from Treyball Wavy. It says, "Obviously the fan thought the bus was a horse and was trying to feed it a carrot. Shout out Chael Sonnen." The second one's from Dana Red. It says, "John Jones is gay." And the final one's from Motherboard 3729. It's in reference to Joe Pyfer calling Joe Rogan's commentary unfair. It says, "Joe Pyfer only in the headline because he's complaining about something. No one even cares about his wins, only his tears." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.